You are listening to the Boze Knows, a podcast about education where teachers, students, and staff can tell your stories. And I'm your host, Mr. Boze, and today is a very special episode. This podcast is episode number 42 for the year of season 2. The Boze Knows is up to 85 episodes at this point. I started this podcast to showcase the amazing things that happened at QI, and during season 2 expanded into showcasing the wonderful work of all of the teachers and students and staff in education. And I'd like to close season 2 with a year in review. So this is an assignment I do with my students at the end of every year. And today I have QI Roberts administrators in studio to do a year in review. So introduce yourselves to our listeners.
Hi, I'm Sharice Williams, assistant principal.
And I'm Joe Theobold, I'm the principal.
Wonderful. So first, podcasts always start out with the same 3 questions. So first is, what is your favorite QI story or tradition?
So this year, I think we have started some new traditions that I would like to see carried over. We did the decision day with the seniors committing to the colleges that they plan to attend. And we did the senior treat day on every day of the month, the 24th. Seniors were given a treat or a luncheon or a breakfast. So we are starting some new traditions here at QI.
I would have to say mine will continue to be, I think, the pep rallies. They're just so much fun. But yeah, the signing, the decision day with the seniors was amazing, and it will only get better. And this time of year, it's fun to recognize our students with our awards programs and our graduation. But pinning ceremony is also such a good thing, a cool thing that we do. So I think, all of those big ticket fun opportunities to really promote what our students are doing on a regular basis has been fantastic.
Very good. So next up, if you could time travel, when would you go and why?
I am enjoying this moment so much. I'm gonna be honest, I can't think of any place I'd rather be than right here in 2024 with this group of students at QI Roberts.
Do you think having a senior in the class might skew your decisions one way or the other there?
Yes! But with all of these 52 seniors, it has been great. So I would say yes, a little cherry on top, but it definitely has been a great year hanging out with them.
That is such a zen answer. Miss Williams is right here in the moment living. So I've said this before and I'll say it again. I would just love to go into the future. I'm so impatient to see not only where our students continue to grow and what they all accomplish, but I'm just fascinated. I think we live in the most amazing moment in history, and I would like to see, oh gosh, what's the moment going to look like 10 years from now? So yeah, I think that's what I would choose.
Very good. I'm going to save my last question for the end. So let's kind of start the year in review. So you kind of talked about what your favorite traditions are, but is there a story that you're willing to share here on the podcast from this year that when you think about it, every time still makes you laugh?
Well, we had one today, and it kind of makes me chuckle because for the second time in about 2 months, our cows got free from the ag farm, and they're out there, of course, munching the grass right around Mr. Johnson's "Keep Off the Grass" signs, which I think is fantastic, and he enjoys them being on his grass because of the natural fertilizer. But yeah, the idea that on a daily basis I have discussions around, math that I can't comprehend with you, Mr. Boze, or aerospace engineering, the classics, Greek and Roman history, and even philosophy, and then the cows or the goats might be loose as well. So it's always such that in itself kind of just makes me chuckle regularly.
Yeah, I saw her this morning and I sent her a text. And I was like, are you taking them for a walk or did they get out again?
Well, I can't think of one episode, but I've had experience of chasing the cows and running from the goats. I've enjoyed being inside of the different classrooms, watching the students work, and really it makes me chuckle inside to be able to say I can see the attributes of a Cambridge learner and identify them. And it does make you really happy inside to see the learning and teaching that takes place here at QI.
Alrighty. So let's think for you guys personally first. So looking back over the year, kind of what's your proudest moment as an administrator?
Oh goodness, this year has been filled with great moments. From exam results, the students seeing how their hard work's paying off. You getting Teacher of the Year for Putnam County. We've gotten some great recognition throughout not only the state, but we're looking forward to hearing some things nationally soon. But the thing that I think I have to say I'm most proud of was about half of the students who decided they wanted to apply and go to the University of Florida. They got in, and UF it's just such a competitive place to go and to get accepted. And not only does that show the great job that our students are doing, the teachers are doing to prepare them, but it shows kind of on a longer term basis that we're gaining that reputation at the University of Florida, that we produce top-notch students who are going to come and they're going to excel and do great things at that next level. And that's the kind of pipeline we want to develop with our other state universities, of course. And we've got quite a few students just about at every university. But we want to see that continue to flourish and thrive. If you think about college football programs, they know which schools they go to recruit students. They're going to go to find their up and coming stars at a certain number of schools that they can depend on producing top level athletes. Well, the same thing goes for academics, and to just understand that we here at QI and we have a community school here in Putnam County that's developed that kind of relationship with a top-notch university it's definitely my proudest thing from this school year.
I would have to say ditto to what Mr. Theobold is saying, and to say that here at QI we have definitely understand the vision of excellence in all endeavors, and I have to say some of my proudest moments is seeing that process be discovered, being laid out, being made tangible to our students. So that vision, we've turned it now into a mission of excellence in all endeavors, and our students persevere so that they reach their highest potential, and our teachers have the resources and the skill and will to give it to those students. So that makes me very excited and proud to be a part of excellence in all endeavors and to understand what it really means.
Very good. I agree with all of that. So let's think about for the entire school. And listeners, there's a few of these things that the three of us sitting at this table know that we're not allowed to share yet. So, ask us again in 2 months and the answers to this might change. But when you think back to the school as a whole, kind of what is your proudest moment, or like what are you most proud of for the school as QI Roberts over the past year?
I would definitely have to say the accomplishments. When others say you can't, we're making a path where it is happening. Great things are coming from our county, our schools, and it's happening right here with our group of students and teachers. We not only have the teacher of the year, but we're sitting with the principal of the year, and all of our students have a plan, which leads right into our portrait of a graduate. They're all going, and have goals after high school into college or career.
Yeah, and I'll just echo that. Specifically understanding as a school culture. I don't know if I'm hitting the question specifically that you're asking, but as a school culture, I feel like we're really starting to see kind of the fruits of some of these things. We've had AVID as a 7th grade course now for 3 years. So all of our students, 7th, 8th, and 9th, have been through that coursework, and every one of them are already developing some goals and ideas where they want to go to college, what they want to do after high school, even if that is not in college, though we're kind of a college preparatory program. Just because you end up not going to college doesn't mean that this school hasn't prepared you to be successful at other things. And so hearing, 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds having those discussions and being able to speak knowledgeably about what that pathway is going to look like for them, what their goals and their dreams are, that's huge. And it really, I think that's the thing that I can say I'm most proud of as a school culture that we've accomplished. And I'm, again, I'll just jut on into the future because I'd like to see how it then, produces students who are reaching even further and doing even greater things.
So deviating from a year in review just for a second, because I always like to have this conversation with people, is why we have all these achievements that we've all talked about here today. But as a teacher who sees the students, I don't feel like it doesn't feel like we have anything that unique that other schools, not just in Putnam County, have, but that we end up with more success.
So I don't know that I can put my finger right on it, but I'll say a big part of the culture here, and maybe it is because we're in Putnam County, and maybe it is because we're just such a special scenario where to come to our school means you chose to come to our school. To come to our school means you wanted to be here. And you wanted to kind of follow the pathway. And that doesn't go just for students, it goes for teachers too. And I would say that a key part of that culture is that it's right below, jokingly, it's right below toxic of just, we are going to be better than we were yesterday. Yeah, well, we were pretty darn perfect yesterday. It doesn't matter. We have to be better. And when you're trying to get that last percent or that last 0.5%, and that's where your mindset is and where your goals are, the idea that I'm good enough, it's not something that's pervasive here. Meeting the bare minimum standard is not something that we really stick around to see. It's, okay, you met the standard today, now we need to go further than the standard tomorrow. I think that would be kind of the answer to why. And maybe being here in Putnam County gives us a little chip on our shoulders. Maybe being in an area where this is a massive opportunity, and it's not something that you can just take for granted. This is a great opportunity for our students as a launching pad into something, maybe they only dreamed about. I think maybe that helps too, of just understanding that this place couldn't exist without kids wanting to do big and bold things and teachers wanting to be right there along that pathway as they do them. So
I'll agree with you, and I think it still goes back to the vision. It's excellence in all endeavors. And we listen to our announcements, and every day we hear through word and deed, quality, integrity, respect, and mutual accountability. We are the Knights, and I think here we have understand that mission of we give quality, we do it with integrity, we respect each other. And the mutual accountability is you help me while I'm helping you. I think that also goes a long way with being successful, because it's done every day. And I agree that success looks different for everyone, but we don't allow anyone off the hook to be what their success should look like. So I think that's part of our why too.
Yeah, I think I would agree with all that. I think, I've talked to both of you many times about, that kind of my pet peeve is expectations. And doing some research for my graduation speech I have to write, I came across a quote that, was somebody saying, well, I don't know where to set the bar. I don't know where to set the expectations for these group of people. And their mentor was like, then don't. If you don't know where to set it, then you're going to do a disservice by putting it anywhere. So, they were like, walk in and tell them, well, that was great, but I think you can do better.
Yeah, better tomorrow. Let's go. Better tomorrow.
So, alrighty. So, Mr. Theobold, this next one's for you specifically, because you started the year by being a little sad that you weren't in the classroom, but looking forward to, kind of having your days back as an administrator and being able to tackle those things. Did that happen the way you thought it was going to?
Yeah, that absolutely happened. Actually, yes, I missed the class last year, U.S. history. As a matter of fact, I will be back next year. But it did give me the opportunity to do some of the other things, and I think I really needed that this year because there were some other requirements that kind of came into play this year. So no, my prediction on that one, as far as being sad, but at the same time being grateful that maybe I would have fewer gray hairs emerge throughout the school year, has been correct. But yeah, I absolutely miss the classroom, and I'm looking forward to at least one period next year with some history students.
Very good. And Mrs. Williams, this was your first full year out here at QI. So what do you think?
Having the best time of my life. I think I have will be my 28th year completing in October, and every day we have this thing where I cheer very loud and I make what Mr. Theobold called
bird noises.
I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it has given me the opportunity to really, really enjoy teaching and learning. I've always loved it, but I found a new passion for it. So I would have to say that this year has been great, and I love that you said don't set any expectations, because each day gets better and better. And so I'm excited and looking forward to the new things to come.
Very good. So you guys unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on which way you look at it, don't get the summers off as us teachers do, but you do get some downtime and get to unwind. So what's something you're looking forward to this summer?
So I am looking forward to, I'll start off with, I get to take a couple of classes. I have never been to an Abbott training, so I'm getting to do that, and I'm doing a Cambridge training, and then I volunteer heavily with our Palaca Police Athletic team, and I am getting to go to North Carolina for the national conference and to the team summit in Orlando, and then a bittersweet, but in August, my son will be attending college, and we get to transition into that next phase. So my summer is full, and I am looking forward to planning and getting some great excited things beautified here at QI for when the next group of students and teachers return.
Yeah, summers are fantastic, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They're great in May. But by the time June gets finished, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's get back to it. But yes, we will. Things do slow down a bit in the summertime. we'll have 3-day weekends because we do 4-day weeks during the summer. And I will be doing all the things that I enjoy doing on those extra days, whether it be fishing or working out in the yard. I'm really looking forward to. My wife and I are going off to do a thing over a weekend that we're looking forward to, and definitely getting away on vacation. Actually, not getting too far away on vacation, just going to the beach for a week or so, and just enjoying the sunrise, where the water and the sun meet. So yeah, those are the things I'm looking forward to.
Very good. So that's kind of all I had. Is there anything else the two of you kind of want to reflect on, or is there something coming up next year you want to tease for our listeners?
Oh, we could definitely tease. So first off, what I'm looking forward to is that going back to working here with the faculty, there are, this time of year, everybody has a few ideas of some things that they want to do. And next year, we will be the only school that I can find in the country that'll be offering biblical studies. And so that's exciting. Mrs. Boze will be teaching that. And she thought, well, we might as well spend the second semester doing some geography. And so she's thrown that in. So I think that's going to be super exciting. The students in her classical studies coursework have shown an excitement to do that and kind of tackle that next thing in that cycle of kind of a classical education. So I'm super excited about that. I feel really good about students and where they are as far as their skills going from 7th all the way through 12th. I think we're continuing to do the things that we need to do to put them in the best places possible by the time they graduate and go off to college. And yeah, there should be some really exciting news for us as a school in September. But again, I can only tease about that because it is something that's not released until September or even early October. But we'll be back at that point.
So I'm saying, if you have not submitted your application as a student to become a QI Knight, let's not tease about it. Get that application in, because this is the best place to be.
And
links can be found on the school website, and we accept all grade levels.
I'll piggyback on that too, because if you are listening to this when it comes out and you have an upcoming 6th grader, applications are due early because we are chock-a-block full of 7th graders for next year. Not that we're not still taking applications, and we will find a place for great students to be out here because we want to open those opportunities. And just in case you're not a 7th grader or an upcoming 7th grader, we do have spaces open in all of our grade levels. So go ahead and get that application done and come be a part of this. But yes, if you have a 6th grader or an upcoming 6th grader in QI as your eventual pathway for your student, please apply early because we start making those decisions as early as March.
Applications usually are available starting in December?
Yes.
January, usually around there. And QI Facebook page and the QI website is going to be some of the best places to stay up to date on all of that information.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, wonderful. Thank you to the two of you for sitting down for a great school year 2023-2024. Listeners, I hope you've enjoyed season 2 of the Boze Knows. I'm going to do some recordings over the summer at my various travels and events I'm going to. I may air those over the summer, or I may hold those and craft season 3 with that so I can get myself a little bit of a head start for next year and don't have to rush once school starts. But stay tuned for season 3 of the Boze Knows, and hope all of you listeners out there have a great summer. Listeners, if you like the podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast player of choice so you don't miss out on future episodes, and please share with your friends. Until next time, excellence in all endeavors.